20,000 plus making their way inside Rupp Arena for some Friday night lights on the hardwood as unbeaten Kentucky, the number 9 team in the land, takes on Valparaiso. Welcome courtside here at Rupp alongside the former Cat Travis Ford. I'm Andrew Kappas. And Travis, this Kentucky offense, a work in progress, a little mixed bag so far this year, but boy, do they get a big lift tonight. It's Naismith preseason player of the year watch list member Jalen Lowe, the pit transfer, healthy and playing tonight.
A healthy Jalen Lowe is exactly what the doctor ordered for Kentucky's offense. He is definitely the best one-on-one player as far as creating his own shot on Kentucky's team. But maybe most importantly are the 6 assists that he averaged last year at Pitt. He should be able to get his teammates a lot more open threes than we've seen. He'll be able to get in the paint, draw defenses, and he's a willing passer, a really, really good passer. He gets talked a lot about as far as his scoring, but he can pass just as well.
Valpo has a couple of freshmen they're really excited about, but it's all held together by Isaiah Barnes, a 5th-year player, started his career at Tulsa, a couple of years at Michigan. He's so key for this team offensively and defensively.
He must play well for Valpo to have a chance. He's a proven scorer at the higher level.
Brandon Garrison wins the tip for the Cats. It's Denzel Aberdeen, the transfer from Florida, that has the ball.
Going to go to Oweh early, trying to get him going.
Little step back from the elbow is good from Oweh. Right on cue, coach.
Yeah, you know, when he gets in the paint, he has such a big body, he can create space in order to get a shot off.
Isaiah Barnes, a lot of ball handling, but it's Mark Brown Jr. who has the ball now that runs the point, one of the top JUCO point guards that came in out of Arizona.
For Valpo tonight, look in their offense, they're going to set a ton of ball screens.
So far, Kentucky's handled it well, and that was a concern. Here's Pettigrew, throws up a wild shot off the mark, and Aberdeen cleans it up. Quickly in transition, they find Colin Chandler for 3. He's got it. Great start for the Cats.
Great defense leads to great offense.
Quick 3 from Brown Jr., and he nails it. That was confident from the JUCO transfer.
Both these teams want to play fast. They're not going to take a lot of time off the shot clock.
Hey, you're not really used to that with a mid-major coming in. A lot of times those guys want to slow the game down, not Valpo.
Valpo's coach said they're going to try to run with Kentucky, so it'll be interesting to see.
Mo Dioubate trying to drive to the far side block, gets fouled on the way through. Head coach Roger Powell Jr. in his 3rd season, 23-44, but pay no attention to that record. They doubled their win total last year, and he thinks they're going to take another jump this year. Was an assistant at Gonzaga while Mark Few was making those great runs as Ortega gets to the basket, off the glass and in for Oweh.
A little give and go with Brandon Garrison. Again, always at his best when he's getting to the rim.
Quick 3 from Barnes is off the mark, another rebound for Dioubate. Chandler thought about driving to the basket, but instead he'll pull it out to Dioubate. Aberdeen driving baseline. What a move to get to the glass, off and in. This is a dream start for the UK offense. They are 4 for 4, Travis, and Jalen Lowe hasn't checked in yet.
All coming from high percentage shots.
There was a high percentage shot for Tupela. Unable to get it. Dioubate on the other end. That'll be a goaltend. And Kentucky off to an 8-point lead.
Well, you look at in the last game, Kentucky struggled a little bit in the first half offensively. A lot of it because of the shot selection. Already you're seeing high percentage shots at the rim. And using their defense, so far the defense is playing just as well as the offense because the defense is creating offense, easy buckets for Kentucky.
Head coach Mark Pope in his 2nd season at his alma mater, of course, won a national championship as the team captain in 1996. And he knows what this assignment means. That's his big thing right now. Number 9 is pervasive throughout the Joe Kraft Center and here at Rupp Arena, looking for that 9th national championship. Barnes, transfer from Michigan. They get it around to the experienced Brody Whitaker. His shot altered by Chandler, cleaned up by Oweh. Ahead to Garrison, down low, gets stripped, stays with it, goes up and in.
Defense leading to offense, another easy 2.
Quick shot from Pettigrew again, back iron no good, another rebound for Aberdeen. Cats want to run. Oweh on the near wing. Oweh will step into it, a three. Left iron, no good, and a rebound for Valpo.
A little bit tougher shot there. Maybe a heat check for
for
Oweh.
That might have been the first real contested shot of the night for Kentucky. Driving is Barnes, spinning, dumping it down low. Pettigrew, who hit the game-winning shot on Tuesday against Eastern Illinois. He's 0 for 3 early on. Another rebound for Aberdeen.
Every shot that Valpo's taken is challenged by Kentucky.
Speaking of heat checks, here's Colin Chandler off the front of the rim. Rebound to Barnes. Chandler in the passing lane, and I think they're going to get him on a bump trying to make that interception that you'd see on the football field. And here's a big round of applause as this crowd will come to their feet. Here's Jalen Lowe, one of the top point guard transfers in the country. As you mentioned, he was an All-ACC selection at Pitt. He's an Naismith Player of the Year Award watch list member. Projected starting point guard, hurt his shoulder in the blue-white game. Mark Pope thinks sky's the limit for him this year in a blue and white jersey.
Well, he's really the only true point guard on the team. You got other guys that can play it, like Aberdeen and Jasper and Chandler, but he's a true point guard, a scoring point guard that can create for others.
Kentucky's still banged up. Of course, they're missing Jaden Quaintance, who was the top-ranked transfer coming in. He'll be a lottery pick in the summer. There's some good D down low. Dioubate stripping it from Oweh. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Valpo. And also Trent Noah tonight, Coach, not expected to play. I think if it was an NCAA tournament game, he'd be out there, but this early in the year, they wanted to play it cautious after he left Tuesday's game early.
Yeah, an ankle injury that get him 100% healthy before he gets back.
Cheney, step back fader, nicely done on the baseline.
That's one of Valpo's really good freshmen, Cheney. Right now there's 2 freshmen in for Valpo. They've got a really good freshman class.
He had 5 steals in the opener on Tuesday. Scored in double figures as well, had a dozen against Eastern Illinois. Handoff to Lowe, top of the key. He wants to drive, kick it into the corner, finds Aberdeen for 3. Yes!
That's exactly what I said. That is what I think could take Kentucky's offense to a whole nother level, because you got to respect Jalen Lowe's driving ability to score.
Cheney, back iron 3, no good. Another Oweh rebound. Oweh in transition. Garrison running the floor. Left-handed scoop layup is no good, but a late foul as being called for that Oweh on the bump on the way through for Garrison.
This is what Lowe brings to Kentucky's offense. He draws help, makes a perfect pass on time, on target to a really good shooter in Aberdeen.
Kentucky offense, 7 of 9 from the floor. They have opened up an 11-point lead on Valparaiso as we welcome you back here inside Rupp Arena. Valparaiso, an exciting win, Coach, on Tuesday night. Last second, their freshman, JT Pettigrew, hitting a shot under 10 seconds to go. A lot of young players, a lot of new players. It's kind of another reload for Coach Powell and company.
Yeah, Coach Powell really likes this team. He likes the makeup of it. They've added some really talented freshmen, incoming freshmen. They go into the portal, and they add some really good players out of the portal from Tulsa and different places. That's kind of the recipe now for the mid-majors.
I like how he's built the roster because, as you said, he has the high major transfer in Isaiah Barnes, but he's got a lot of JUCO transfers. He's got some D2 guys as well. Brody Whitaker got an extended run before that first media timeout. He transferred in from UIndy, a Division II school in Indianapolis, after starting his career at the NAIA level. And that's what these mid-major programs in the transfer portal era, where they might lose a number of guys off a good roster, they might have to do to try to reload and keep up.
Well, Coach Powell and Valpo, they've had the last 2 years freshman of the year in the league. Probably will have it again in Pettigrew, who's going to be probably one of the best freshmen in their league.
Yeah, they're one of 4 teams that have back-to-back freshman of the year award winners in their league. The others are Baylor, UConn, and Harvard. Pretty good company to be in. Looking for their 3rd in a row is Brandon Garrison, which has been a concern at times this year. Free throws, Garrison puts 2 in. And we'll get our first look at Malachi Moreno.
It was definitely a concentration and shoot-around today. But I love the pace that Kentucky's playing with now, and it starts with their defense, is allowing them to play with that pace on offense.
Jasper Johnson, the other 5-star freshman for Kentucky, into the game for the first time tonight. Here's Whitaker, the UIndy transfer. His layup no good. Battle at the board, and it is Moreno who wants to fire it out to Lowe. Lowe has 3 guys around him. He dishes it in the corner. That was Williams. Now they'll dish it back out to Lowe. Meandering through the lane, left-handed layup is good.
Jalen Lowe is so crafty with the ball, and left-handed gives you a little bit of an advantage. Plays low to the ground. Again, brings a total different dimension to Kentucky's offense.
Dioubate nearly had a steal. Thought he picked the pocket of Carter Oweh. But look at Jalen Lowe just meander and swim his way through the paint. 3 defenders around him, Coach.
Does a great job of finding the open gaps. He's got great vision for a point guard. Really understands angles on how to score.
What's funny, earlier today, you and Coach Pope both said something, almost the exact same thing about him. He's a guy that can get to exactly where the spot he wants to be, and he knows where he wants to be before he gets there. So they get a 3 off the inbound pass, way off the mark, and Cam Williams a rebound. Jasper Johnson will take the ball, loses the handle on it, and that's going to be a steal for Valpo. They got to run out if they want it. 3-on-1. Oweh, big dunk as the trailer.
Johnson just trying to do a little too much, but that's kind of his game, though. He's had some success with it in the past, and Valpo an easy. Valpo needed that. They needed to figure out how to get an easy bucket. They were really struggling on offense.
Lowe, another drive, kicks to Jelavic. Jelavic, his 3 a little off. Moreno, offensive board, wants to go back up with it, gets blocked from behind. Good D there on the box out there by Deese.
Yeah, Valpo's a big team, especially inside. They've got some bulk.
Yeah, this is not your grandfather's quote-unquote mid-major team. They have a lot of size. Oweh is 6'11" as he backs down and now kicks it out. 3-pointer just short from McNair. Moreno has another rebound.
Well, Valpo's coming off a game where they shot 31 threes. I think they might beat that tonight.
Cam Williams, the Tulane transfer. He's been in the last couple of possessions, came in at the dead ball. Williams kicking it out. Jelavic off the wing, a 3, too long. They like Jelavic's game. He just hasn't broken through just yet.
I think with time, he's going to be a definitely contributor, a guy that can be a difference maker. He's so skilled for his size.
The one international ad is there is Jelavic in the passing lane. Lowe there as well. Oweh, a 3-pointer. Left iron no good, and Moreno battling will win the battle with Deese. But Oweh, who had that trailing dunk, Coach, 6'11", but he's not just the only tall guy. They can match up size for size with the Cats.
And they're big at the 2, 3, 4, and 5 spot. They can compete size-wise and athleticism with probably anybody. And, they've played 2 centers. Oweh will play center as well. He's one of those talented freshmen that we've been talking about.
Tupuola came via the NAIA route, the JUCO route rather. St. Mary of the Woods in Terre Haute, Indiana. Lowe getting to the rack. He's blocked. Coming through the air. There's that size. Tupuola with the block. Brown Jr. down the lane. Got bumped. His shot a little strong, but he's going to the free throw line. Yeah, Mark Brown Jr., a junior from South Phoenix, Arizona, came in from Snow College. He was one of the best JUCO point guards available, and they immediately handed him the keys to this offense.
Again, mid-majors right now can go the JUCO route and get some of the better players, as well as the really good freshmen maybe that they couldn't have gotten 5 or 6 years ago.
First free throw off the front of the rim. Coming back in is Pettigrew. Hasn't really been able to get going just yet like he was on Tuesday night against Eastern Illinois. First real good run from Jalen Lowe. He'll check out. A couple of points and an assist as Colin Chandler replaces him. He'll run the offense in Lowe's absence.
Yeah, I think they're probably just trying to get Lowe in and out a little bit, not push it too much, especially with the lead.
Jasper Johnson will take it up for Kentucky. Well, as you mentioned earlier, it gets real early out here. We'll talk about it throughout the night, but Kentucky's next opponent, number 11, Louisville, earliest that game has been in quite some time. Johnson, Moreno, 2 5-star freshmen playing together at the top of the key. Jump step, get it to Jelavic. He'll drive baseline, cut off, and his pass errant, tipped, but Johnson has it. Now down the lane, a little floater from Jasper, no good. Tip up is no good from Moreno, and coming out with it is McNair for Valpo.
Kentucky's got back a little bit stagnant within their offense. Mark Pope's offense is based around cutting and passing. Right now, there's just a lot of standing around.
Yeah, that zoom action. It's the three-pointer off the mark. Jelavic battling for the rebound. Jasper Johnson trying to get going. Jelavic has missed his first 2 shots. Backing down his man. Jelavic kicks it out. Corner 3 on the way from Chandler. Yes!
Drive and kick threes. The best way to get an open 3 is get the ball in the paint, kick it out for an open shot.
Chandler was 4 of 7 from deep in the lid lifter. He's 2 of 3 so far tonight. Brown Jr. running the offense. Bounce pass over on the wing to McNair. Now a corner 3 on the way from Tornata. No good. Jelavic cleans it up. Slows it down for Chandler. Under 12 to go. Kentucky enjoying a 15-point lead. Jasper Johnson. He'll fire a 3. Yes, from Jasper Johnson. Sometimes you got to take the glasses off, Coach, and squint a little bit. Is that Rob Dillingham? He's got a little bit of Rob in his game. Chandler cleaning up that miss. Johnson in traffic. Thought about a heat check, thought better of it.
When you see a couple go, it becomes contagious. When everybody sees a couple threes going in, it makes everybody focus a little bit more, and it becomes contagious. Great pass.
What a pass.
And a great dunk in by Moreno. Great post position by Moreno. He had his defender on his back up for an easy layup. But great pass by Johnson.
Moreno, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist in under 5 minutes off the bench. A 3 from Brown Jr. Good look, but didn't hit it. Offensive rebound from Valpo. Pettigrew's putback is no good. And the Cats are off and running again. Chandler, no look to Jelavic. Jams it in. Timeout, Valpo.
I love the pace right now. The pace that Kentucky's playing with starts with their defense, leads to great offense.
What a no-look from Colin Chandler. He's playing out of his mind, growing comfortable into the point guard role. Chandler with 6 points in this
great no-look pass.
On the dunk. The start for Kentucky. They're up 30-8. 8 assists on 12 field goals, but the bench production, Coach, has been tremendous. It helps, though, when you have a Naismith Player of the Year candidate coming off the bench in Jalen Lowe.
Yeah, no question. I think that is a strength of Kentucky's team, is their bench. As we sit out here today and watch shoot-around, you saw the starting 5 on one end and kind of the subs on the other, and we're looking and saying, well, that end, the subs could compete with anybody probably in the country. But that is a strength of their team.
Jalen Lowe looked really good. He got about a 4-minute burst or so just to get his feet wet. I'm sure we'll see him throughout the night, but the plan was for him to come off the bench. Yeah. That's not abnormal for Coach Pope, but he looked really good.
He looked really good. What I like is he really gave the fans of Kentucky a glimpse of what he can do and what he's going to bring to this team. He can score, he can pass. He's a proven player at the highest level at Pitt, and all ACC player. Those 8 assists right now that Kentucky has is a stat that I think is going to be an important stat for Kentucky all year long, that assist-to-turnover ratio.
That was the number that Coach Pope was so excited about on Tuesday night. It was Denzel Aberdeen, 6 assists, no turnovers, first time in his career. Some soft full-court pressure for the Cats. Valpo able to get around it. Now a jumper off the elbow is good from Barnes as they try to get him going.
Well, Valpo's a little more patient there. He got a much better shot. It didn't come down and just jack up a 3.
4 of 21 the Beacons are right now. Lob for Garrison, able to come down with it. Turnaround jumper is in for Garrison.
Great catch by Garrison. That's not easy for a big man to catch a ball in traffic, come down and then score. Good move by Garrison.
3 in transition for Valpo, trained from beyond the arc by Tornata. Tucker Tornata, the sophomore out of UIndy, by way of Evansville, Indiana. He's an all GLVC freshman team member last year for the Greyhounds. Oweh spinning his way to the rack, off the glass and in.
That's just easy for him physically. I mean, he just got his body into the defender, putting underneath the rim and just lays it in.
Tornata pass down the 3, goes to the basket and gets fouled. Oh, Jalen Lowe.
Watch here late where he just puts his left shoulder right into the defender.
Jalen Lowe had a similar basket coach earlier tonight, and if you have guys like Oweh and Lowe that can just do that, it's a pretty nice luxury to have. I know Coach Pope doesn't want to run his offense through that all the time, but it's a nice luxury to have as the first three throw in and out.
Yeah, but there's obviously some very talented players on Kentucky's team. They're at their best, though, when they're moving the basketball, cutting, and using the offense to score rather than just trying to individually score. And I think you're seeing what they've probably been working on the last couple of days is staying within their offense and scoring out of their offense right now.
One of Coach Pope's remarks post-game Tuesday was he thought there was way too much dribbling for Kentucky's offense. And, you know, there's 20,000 people in here right now, Travis, so I don't think we could hear it. But if we could, you wouldn't hear the ball bouncing very much here on this end of the floor. Garrison waiting for the handoff for Oweh. Finds it, top of the key. Oweh. Out to Dioubate. He's been quiet. Backdoor pass to Chandler. Lost it for a moment, but comes back up with it. 3 to shoot for the Cats. Garrison, don't think he knows. Chandler's going to have to fire it. He got it off before the buzzer, and it's good for Colin Chandler. Everything's falling for him.
Just how Coach Pope drew it up. But it's amazing how good things happen when you move the basketball.
Chandler has 9. He is 7 for his last 11 from 3. And in the passing lane is Aberdeen a steal. Cats lead by 23, approaching 8 minutes to go in the first half. Dioubate working his way down to the baseline. Now a bit of a fader, no good. Oweh thought he got hit in the face. That ball is going to go out of bounds back to Valparaiso. Chandler, don't think he wanted the ball because there was less than a second on the shot clock, but he was able to get that ball up and in the air with maybe 0.2 before that red light came on.
Great shot fake. He's made a couple, so they go for every shot fake because he's made 2 in a row, now 3.
And that's a pretty good bet, right, that he's going to shoot on the first one because of the shot clock being that low. But nice awareness by Chandler to recognize he had enough time to do that. Collins got 9. As Pettigrew wants to drive baseline, he's cut off by Oweh.
Yeah, Kentucky's been very physical defensively. Much more physical than I've seen them in the past.
Leading to that, a lot of misses for Valparaiso, 18 misses so far. Handoff to Aberdeen. Step back 3. Aberdeen, no good, but he's fouled by Barnes. I believe both of his feet were back, and he'll have 3 coming out of the timeout. Kentucky shooting 63% from the field. They've opened up a 23-point lead here on SECN+. under 8 to play in the first half, and boy, are they sharing the basketball tonight.
And that's going to be an important part of Kentucky's offense going forward is that assist number. The strength of their offense is the whole of the team. It's not a bunch of individual one-on-one players. When they're getting the ball in the paint, drawing the defender, and kicking the ball out for wide-open threes, they become very, very dangerous. And a lot of those getting in the ball in the paint is running your offense, letting the offense help you rather than forcing one-on-one plays.
Travis, 9 different Kentucky Wildcats have scored. There's 7.5 minutes left in the first half, and they've already had 9 guys put ink in the book.
It shows the strength of the depth. I think every player has got a shot off except Cam Williams.
And everybody that does have a field goal attempt has at least 2 points as that ball willed in by Denzel Aberdeen. He's got 3 free throws coming out of the timeout.
It's amazing, too, when you see the ball going through the rim and you're sharing the basketball, how much confidence that gives you on defense, because their defense right now, I think, is playing very physical, very tough, and as good a defense as I've seen them play.
Aberdeen has played really well in this kind of hybrid point guard role that he's been thrusted into with Lowe's injury. Won a national championship last year at Florida, was a surprising entry into the portal, and I think Kentucky was really thrilled to get him out of the portal.
And brings a really good defensive effort, a stopper on defense. This is a really good defensive team Kentucky has in right now.
Yeah, Dioubate has been quiet offensively, but he's been great this year as he forces Pettigrew into a tough shot and cleaned up by Oweh on the rebound. Oweh wants to drive to the rack. Lost the handle on it, but it was last touched by Valpo. It'll stay with the Cats.
And what I like about Kentucky's offense, if a guard, any guard, 1 through 4 gets a rebound, they bring it up. They're not looking down. They're looking to play a little bit faster. You've seen 4, 5, 6 different players at this point bring the ball up off a rebound.
And the head always up, too. Dioubate, the Alabama transfer, like Aberdeen, a surprise addition to the portal with a lot of March experience as Aberdeen finds Dioubate. 3 in the corner is good. Kentucky now 6 of 10 from deep.
Another driving kick coming from the paint.
43-14 our score. 3 on the way from Whitaker trying to answer. Just barely got the rim. Dioubate, another rebound. He's stacking those up.
And there's Dioubate bringing it up. Just another player. It makes it tough for teams to match up in defensive transition when anyone can bring the ball up the court.
There's a lob for Moreno. Finished at the rim.
Great vision.
Valparaiso spent so much time in the shoot-around trying to stop that very play, Travis, and unable to do so here in the game. Moreno altered that shot. Out to Oweh on the outlet. Under the basket, off the glass and in.
The pace that Kentucky's playing with right now with the advance pass is so hard to guard.
We're still not to 5 minutes to go, and Kentucky is nearing 50 on the night. They're shooting 67%. Anybody that was worried in the first half on Tuesday, I think, is breathing a little easier.
I think that's been forgotten about already.
Except maybe by one guy, the tall guy wearing the suit on the other sideline. As a loose ball picked up by Tupuola. Tupuola bringing that size, and there a nice drive by Chaney off the glass and in. Chaney had a dozen on Tuesday. There's a basket here. Lowe over to Oweh. Oweh bounce past to Moreno, wants to go inside. He got his shot blocked, got his rebound though. Kicks it out to Aberdeen. Ball fake, drives instead. Wraparound layup, no good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. How about
great
this nice
vision here by Lowe?
Travis?
Great roll to the basket by Moreno. Great hands. That's not an easy catch. That's something they work on. A great advance pass, look ahead, putting pressure on the defense. And there's not many better in the country at finishing around the rim than Oweh.
Preseason SEC Player of the Year. Otega Oweh, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists tonight, per usual, stuffing that stat sheet in his 10 minutes on the floor. And he really hasn't had an extended run yet, both in exhibition play and on Tuesday in the opener. Haven't seen him play that 30-plus minutes that he was being asked to last year.
He's been battling some preseason injuries, but he looks back 100% healthy and probably still getting in game shape.
Coach Pope talking today about how proud he was of Denzel Aberdeen's effort on Tuesday night. Again, playing that hybrid point guard role. 6 assists, no turnovers. He hadn't had a game of 4-0 in his career, and topped that by 2 as he'll check out in favor of Jasper Johnson. Lots of new look lineups right now for Kentucky, and I think that's one reason that Coach Pope may be happy about the score. He can experiment a little bit as we see some full court pressure generate a turnover.
Great hands there by Jalen Lowe, making it tough for Valpo to get it in. It's the pressure right now is really bothering Valpo. It's causing turnovers, forcing Valpo into very difficult shots.
Oweh will inbound the basketball. Chaney, who had 5 steals on Tuesday night, thought about intercepting that, but didn't want to get beat, so he thought better of it. Lowe beats him off the dribble, off the glass and in. Second basket for Jalen Lowe. Chaney in transition, wants to go fast, but has to slow up as he almost lost the ball. Pettigrew kicks it back out. They swing it around. Good passing around the perimeter for Valparaiso, but the 3 is airballed. Put back no good from Pettigrew. Third time's the charm, though, as it's finished by Deese. Oweh will slow it down with Moreno. using the screen, but the ball hit the back of Moreno's foot. Turnover. Valpo with it. 3-on-1. Lowe able to get in the way and steal it. And still leads to a dunk by Oweh. Is just too many numbers back for Valpo.
Yeah, Valpo's best offense right now is when Kentucky turns it over and they're able to get to the other end.
Yeah, they had a 3-on-1 break there that was stopped great by Lowe, but unfortunately 2 more guys there to clean it up. Jasper Johnson got to the elbow, backs it out. Now on a handoff from Moreno, drains the 3. The 2 5-star freshmen hooking up there.
Yeah, he is, Jasper Johnson knows how to score, that's for sure.
Oweh driving to the basket, got altered by Moreno. Jelavic the rebound. Lowe almost threw it right to me. I wouldn't have made that shot. Top of the key. Jasper wants the lob, finds Moreno on a dunk.
Moreno was coming up the court asking to come out of the game, ends up getting a lob dunk.
Another altered shot, this time by Oweh. Moreno, by the way, working on a double-double. He's got 6 and 6 in 10 minutes. Oweh got the ball knocked out from behind. It's going to go the other way when we come back. Big lead for the Cats, up 36.
This play is set up for Jalen Lowe to go one-on-one. They're getting everybody out of Jalen Lowe and getting him to his left. He is very quick and hard to stop one-on-one.
He enjoying a 36-point lead. Big reason why, Travis, their 3-point shooting. It hasn't been pretty early this year, but tonight it's been beautiful, 7 of 11.
Well, it's all about how do you get your threes. The 3 best ways to get an open 3 is, first is drive and kick, get in the paint. They've done that tonight. The second way is in transition. They've done that tonight. Got some wide open 3s in transition. And the third way is off offensive rebound kickbacks, but they haven't missed many shots to get offensive rebounds tonight. But those are the 3 best ways to get open 3s. And when they're open, Kentucky's going to make them. The last couple of games, they've taken more difficult 3s.
Really good passing tonight. Just an update on that assist total. 15 of them on 21 made baskets.
As
like
a coach,
you'd
you'd love to see that, and that's going to be an important stat. But that's sharing the basketball and running your offense.
Some full court pressure again from Kentucky. If you're Louisville watching film of this game, or when they watch film of this game, that's something that they did not show against Nichols on Tuesday a whole lot, that full court look. Granted, it wasn't overly aggressive there. Ball fake from Chaney, steps into a 3, and he got it.
Very talented freshman, very talented.
Had a dozen on Tuesday in the win over Eastern Illinois.
Great shot fake.
Kentucky up 56-23, approaching 2 minutes to go. Cam Williams, the Tulane transfer, can't get it, but it's tapped out by Garrison. Chandler runs it down. Jasper Johnson wanted to give and go with Garrison, but couldn't find it, so they'll reset, now dump back down to Garrison, try to get it into Williams. A lot of bodies were there. It's knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Kentucky. 7 to shoot.
Great shot fake here. Gets the defender going by him.
Able to step into it.
One of the few open 3s that Valpo has been able to get.
Another lob at the basket, finished by Garrison.
I think that's the 3rd lob off a drive, pitch in the air lob. And that's being because Valpo's just not rotating defensively on the weak side whatsoever.
And they spent a heavy portion of shoot-around today working on that very lob.
They sure did. Did a drill in shoot-around just for that.
Off the miss, a deflection. Now bounced around the rim. Chandler comes up with it. Approaching a minute to go. Jelavic in transition. Bounce pass to Jasper Johnson. Wraparound pass. Maybe one extra pass there.
Doing a little too much.
If you're going to turn it over, you like the extra pass, especially when you're up this many.
Yeah, you love the pace, and obviously being unselfish and trying to make the next play. But You'll live with that as a coach, especially when you're up 30.
But that's one maybe where later on Jasper maybe arm around him, say, hey, just finish that, please, if it's a closer game. Maybe Tuesday night. You know?
Yeah.
More full court pressure from Kentucky. Pettigrew comes out to help, and now they'll clear out for Chaney. Chaney, the freshman from Rockford, Illinois. 5 steals on Tuesday night to go along with his 12 points. Pettigrew will step into a 3. Good from Pettigrew. They want to get him going, Coach. That's his first basket.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with watching him on film, watching him shoot around today. Very talented freshman. I think you'll hear a lot from him.
Had the game-winning play on Tuesday as Williams will fire up a 3. Unable to answer. Good rebound from Barnes, the Michigan transfer. Chaney once again running the point.
Right now Kentucky switching 1 through 4. It's given Valpo some problems.
Chandler called for the bump in the corner. Been a pretty clean half, Coach. That's just the 8th foul between the two teams. 5 for Kentucky, 3 for Valpo. Not many stoppages via fouls.
I like Kentucky seems as connected as I've seen them through any exhibition game and the games as far as really sharing the basketball, connected on both ends. Everybody talks about sharing the basketball and being connected offensively. A great defensive team is connected as well. You're helping each other, and Kentucky's doing that tonight, really playing tough, aggressive, hard-nosed defense. It's given Valpo a lot of problems.
Chaney will hold. 10-second difference between the shot and game clock, roughly. Chaney directing
high ball
traffic.
Screen.
3 to shoot. Chaney now on Jelavic, and they're not going to get a shot off. Good switch there by Kentucky.
Great switch.
I think they wanted Chaney to go to work, but then the bigger Jelavic, who can get down and guard a guard, even for his size. Jelavic, 6'11" out of Croatia. And the use it or lose it timeout coming up for Kentucky. Can't take it to the locker room, so Coach Pope will take it now.
Now, Coach Pope would draw something up right here that probably Valpo hasn't seen. Coach Pope is great at drawing up plays. He always has something great coming to start a game, coming out of half, coming out of timeouts. Does a great job of drawing up plays, getting guys shots.
Our producer, Daniel Gibbons, brings up that great point. The last year in the Champions Classic, we didn't realize it till after the game, but in the huddle, he basically predicted what Cooper Flagg was going to do, and then the great video crew for the University of Kentucky put together that package, and it literally went step for step exactly what Cooper Flagg did. And that was early in the year. And it's not like there's a lot of data at that point on Cooper Flagg. He was in his first month as a freshman, granted a sensation, but nonetheless.
Now, great call by Coach Pope, but great, again, like you said, great producer work as well. Incredible to watch that whole thing unfold.
5 seconds to go. Aberdeen finds Chandler. Ball fake. 1 second to go. Out to Jelavic. He won't get it off in time. Shot was no good anyway, but you can't be mad if you're the blue and white. Kentucky a dominating first half. Their most in a half since November of 2023, when they put up just shy of 70 against Marshall. They'll carry a 32-point lead into the locker room. 9 different Wildcats have put ink in the scorebook. Kentucky in control, trying to get to 2-0 here on SECN+. Kentucky in front of Valparaiso, 58-26, looking to go to 2-0. We talked in our open about the sluggish start offensively for the Cats on Tuesday night and the lid lifter of the season. No such struggles tonight, Travis, and you'll be hard-pressed to find an area that they'll need to improve upon in half number 2.
Yeah, I think Coach Pope would take those numbers. Those are winning numbers. You're not going to lose many games when you're shooting those percentages.
Just all around for Kentucky, and you talked about it earlier, free throw shooting was off for the Cats the first handful of games with the exhibitions included, 7 for 7 tonight. And how about this? 16 plus assists has happened 5 times the last couple seasons, 0 in the 5 years prior. Of course, that 23-24 team was the outstanding backcourt, couple of lottery picks in it. And boy, it's been fun to watch tonight, and it's definitely a distant memory, at least right now, what we saw the first half on Tuesday.
Very unselfish first half by every player, but I think we saw immediately when Jalen Lowe got in the game what he brings to the Kentucky basketball team. From scoring to assists, from putting pressure on the defense because he's so good one-on-one, left-handed. And then again, don't forget about Kentucky's defense. A lot's going to be said about the offense in the first half, but the defense was as good as I've seen. And Malachi Moreno had a really kind of quiet, great first half. 6 points, 5 rebounds, a block shot, 2 assists. Really, really good half for Malachi Moreno.
Yeah, really on pace for a double-double and not a whole lot of time in that first half. And I'm glad he brought up the defense because if we know Coach Pope, that's going to be the first thing he talks about, even if this team scores 130. If he's happy with the defensive effort, that's going to be the first thing he'll bring up in his postgame.
I think Kentucky's got a certain lineups that they can be elite defensively. And what that does, it allows them to get much easier offense because they have a defensive team that can create turnovers, can make the offense uncomfortable, and get easy baskets off their defense.
Two teams have switched sides in terms of the basket they're aiming for. Colin Chandler, 3 of 4 from downtown in half number 1. He is 7 for 11 on the season now, factoring in his Tuesday numbers when he was 4 of 7 from deep. Fadeaway shot, no good. Dioubate will just escort that one out of bounds, and Kentucky will get their first offensive possession of the half.
I think Coach Powell for Valpo probably talked to his team a little bit about let's try to be a little more patient offensively. They made about 6, 7, 8 passes, just took a very difficult shot at the end.
What a spin to the rack by Garrison and a big finish.
The rolls to the rim by Kentucky's big men have been open all night long. Valpo's weak side defense is just non-existent.
Oh, and a big block from Garrison on the other end. Oweh might have won the ball back. He did. Pinballed back to Oweh. He saved it off the leg of a Valpo player, but what a block from Garrison running the floor after dunking it on the other end. Trying that lob again, wasn't there, but it's batted out by Garrison. Nice play by him to keep it alive. Dioubate was waiting in the corner. Dioubate through some contact and can't finish it, but he'll go to the line. How about this footwork from the big man, Brandon Garrison?
This has been constantly open all night long. Great road, again, great short road to the rim where he catches the ball first with 2 hands, then he turns and finishes it. But Valpo's got to figure out weak side defense right now. Their ball screen defense is just really struggling right now.
That was a concern of Coach Pope coming in. He thought that Valpo had the pieces to give them fits on the ball screen defense and just haven't seen it tonight as the Cats missed their first free throw of the night.
Well, to this point, Valpo obviously has struggled, but Kentucky has a lot to do with that on both ends. Because Valpo's not a bad basketball team, but Kentucky has just played great on both ends. Physical on defense and really sharing the ball on offense.
And like we said, the offense has been, in terms of the way it's been run tonight, has been completely different than what we saw when they have struggled against that ball screen. Bounce down low. Garrison thought he might have gotten away with it, but he did not as he bumped the back of Tupuola. Those two guys have had some fun battles down low tonight when Tupuola has been able to get back there. Tupuola, 6'10", a junior from Brownsburg, Indiana, northwest side of Indianapolis. Brown Jr. finds Pettigrew. His 3 short. Another rebound for Dioubate. Dioubate, 6'7", but he's like a hybrid 1 through 5.
We play almost every position.
Garrison going to work down low. Turnaround jumper too strong, but he'll go to the line.
Again, we talked about it earlier. It's such an advantage when you have so many players that can bring the ball up the court off a rebound. It puts so much pressure on the opponent's transition defense.
Well, you and I were talking off the air. Coach Pope said before the season he thought it's not going to take very long for Kentucky fans to fall in love with Mo Dioubate, and he thought that he would be their favorite player this year amongst a group that he really likes. And it's pretty clear why he said that, because he's 6'7", but sometimes he plays like he's 7 feet tall, and then after doing that, he'll run like a 6-foot point guard.
Well, he plays with such a winning effort. He plays with such a, he does so many things that's going to help you win, from rebounding to great defense. And obviously he's used to winning at Alabama, where he transferred from. But he does a lot of the little things that may sometimes go unnoticed on a stat sheet, but it helps winning so much.
He went to a Final Four with the Tide his freshman year, went to an Elite Eight last year as a sophomore, entered the portal. Kentucky got him. And boy, do they love his contributions so far this year. It's unfair to call him a forward because he plays like a guard, and sometimes you want to call him a center too. Getting cut off the drive is Barnes. He's been quiet tonight, but you can say that really about everybody on this end of the floor for Valpo. Tupuola got high in the air and fouled from behind. He'll go to the line for two.
The last two times Valpo's gone inside, something positive has happened. They got a foul earlier, got another foul there. They've put up so many threes and forced so many jump shots. That's an option they need to start looking at a little bit more, is trying to get the ball inside to some of these big men, try to produce a few easier baskets than what they've been getting.
And that happened for them on Tuesday night, didn't it? They fell in love with the three kind of early, and then the coaching staff had to kind of rein it back in and say, let's get the ball inside. First free throw was good from Tupuola. His second one off the back iron and cleaned up by Garrison. Oweh across the timeline, give and go with Garrison. Now he'll drive and off the glass and in. Oweh in double figures. Joins Aberdeen and Garrison as three Cats in double figures. Total of 9 have scored tonight. And a steal by Dioubate. Dioubate to the other end, and a steal and slam for Mo.
Great job of shooting the gap. I could see it coming. You could see him reading the passer's eyes.
And Garrison gets called for the foul, but pretty good defense on a 2-on-1 break there for Valpo after getting a good cut down low.
You'll see Dioubate just reads the passer's eyes, gets in the passing lane. Easy too.
Just a smooth finish for the Alabama transfer. Dioubate, 8 points, 3 boards. He's got to steal that one that we just saw in just a dozen minutes. He hasn't had to play a lot tonight, but that's kind of the theme of the evening.
How hard he plays is very contagious to the other players.
And there's an accountability in that too, isn't there? Not just in a game, but in practice as well, because Diobate's a guy that's been where you want to go.
Absolutely, because practice is where it all starts. And I've been to enough practice to realize he does the same thing in practice every day. He's very vocal too, a very vocal player, uses his experience to help the younger players.
Tupuola gets the second free throw to go. 67-29, Kentucky in front. Valpo hasn't had a chance to do this a lot tonight. The pressure almost generates a steal. Chandler on his backside, able to get it to Garrison.
I think they would like to press a little bit more, but you have to score in order to press.
Exactly.
They've struggled scoring.
It's something they highlighted in shoot-around, but as you said, they just haven't had a chance to do it. Oweh lost the ball and got fouled. That is Mark Brown Jr., who thought he had a rip-away steal for a dunk on the other end, but gets called for the miscue.
Pretty good defense there. I think they end up smacking Oweh on the wrist a little bit. Getting the home court advantage there.
Third foul on Valparaiso. Aberdeen back running the point here with Oweh. Thought about the three, passed it up, now dishes it in the corner. Dioubate is short.
Great pass though by Oweh. Terrific pass.
Tornada comes away with the rebound. Tornado wants it, top of the key. He'll swing it around. Barnes picks up his dribble, finds a corner three. Brown Jr. hits it.
3-point basket by Brown.
That time Kentucky just went over the top of the press to Oweh at half court. Oweh will step into a three. He's got it.
Good looking three by Oweh, but Garrison, I really like how Garrison's battling in the post. He had his guy on his back, did a great job of posting up. Didn't get the ball, but was really working hard inside.
Yeah, Garrison's having a really good game tonight. Tornada dishes it, finds a streaking Oweh, but he gets fouled. Otega Oweh, 13 points leading the Cats. They have 9 players in the scorebook, and they lead 70-32 here on SECN+. Big lead for the Cats. They have 3 players in double figures. Brandon Garrison stuffing the stat sheet tonight.
We get caught up talking so much about all the 8 threes that Kentucky's made. Here, Brandon Garrison, starting center, 4 for 4 from the field, 3 rebounds, has played a heck of a game, really passed the ball well tonight. Both Garrison and Moreno, the 2 centers for Kentucky right now, are playing extremely well.
At Garrison, the starting 5, figures to get an even deeper spot for Kentucky when Jaden Quaintance, the 5-star transfer from Arizona State, is healthy. Expected to be in a month or so. We'll see exactly the timeline on that. But BG, a starter in last year's Sweet 16 team, or off the bench, I should say, moving into that starting role this year with Amari Williams off to the Celtics.
Well, 2 things Kentucky's bigs do extremely well that coaches preach to bigs all the time. It's roll hard to the rim and sprint the court. Both Garrison and Moreno do a great job of that.
Oweh's second free throw bounces in, 1 out of 2 for him. Oweh, an intriguing prospect, 6'11" from New Zealand. Brings a lot of international experience. He was on the New Zealand national team, played on the U18 team that played in the FIBA Asian Cup. Put up good numbers there, double-double he averaged against international players.
A little ISO inside.
Moreno working on him. Moreno, good move
nice
to the basket
footwork.
To his left.
Great footwork, step through, back to his left, but very patient. When big guys are patient, good things happen. When you catch the ball, and so many of them get into a rush when they get the ball down low, you have patience, good things happen.
8 points for Malachi Moreno as Chandler bumps Brown Jr., and that'll be a foul on the Cats.
Moreno, you see his patience. Just reading the defense, up and under, step through, great footwork with the left hand.
How difficult is that step through for a big guy without traveling?
It's not easy, especially in traffic. It's not easy at all, but great counter. That's a counter that every big works on, is you try to get to your jump hook. If they take away the jump hook, you use the step through.
Moreno, one of 2 5-star freshmen for the Cats. Jasper Johnson, the other. Johnson is into the game, as is Jalen Lowe back in. 3-pointer on the way from Cheney is good, and he's hit a couple now from out there. Cats lead by 36. Jalen Lowe back into the game. He's been good in a small sample size. 4 points, 2 assists for him.
Going right back to it.
Moreno back in. Out to Oweh. Collision, and Oweh is fouled. Cheney called for that one. He's got 10 points. First Valpo player, Travis, in double figures tonight, the freshman.
One of those talented freshmen. Deep 3, good looking shot. I've liked what I've seen through shoot around and through video that I've watched. Valpo's got some talented young players.
He had 12 points and 5 steals in the opener on Tuesday. Back in double figures tonight. Handoff from Moreno, finds Oweh. A little fader at the free throw line is too strong. Cheney battling amongst the big guys, comes out with it. Wow. Up ahead, Oweh, a little lob, and nobody home. Oweh, though, came up on the other end of it and might have touched it out of bounds. It's gonna go back to Kentucky.
Last 2 to 3 possessions, Kentucky's been playing out of the post. Means coming down, throwing it inside, and what Kentucky likes to do when it goes inside, they like to do what's called the split action. The guy that throws it inside will screen away, get somebody coming to the ball. You're getting a lot of action to create either a easy post move or create some confusion with the defense and get an open shot.
Andrea Jelavic into the game for the Cats. Lowe, 3-pointer off the front of the rim, tipped up by Moreno, couldn't get it in, and now a rebound by Pettigrew and Valpo. 14 minutes to go. Cats up by 36. Trying to get to 2-0 ahead of their date with Louisville. Turnaround jumper is no good. Tupuola left it a bit strong as Lowe driving through the lane. Bounce pass to Jelavic. Ball fake got blocked and fouled. He'll go to the line. 3 Valpo defenders in there. Somebody got him and knocked him to the floor. Jelavic to the charity stripe.
Saw Lowe's speed there. Lowe has the ability to change gears in transition. And you saw a burst of speed there that really puts pressure on the defense.
Jelavic, you and I were talking about him earlier. Junior from Croatia, a lot of international experience, and we thought, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit for those Euro guys to get used to the physicality of basketball here, but right off the jump, it seemed like he was maybe a little bit more advanced in that category than we thought.
I think I see him making the same trajectory as Colin Chandler did last year. You look at Colin Chandler, he's coming off not really playing basketball for a couple years. In the last 11 games of the season, Colin Chandler was really good. And I can see him being the same, similar.
That's a great point. The vast majority of Collins' points last year came in that last 11-game stretch. Cheney got down low, kicks it out, three-pointer on the way from Deese. It's long. Ball tipped around. It'll go out of bounds, back to the Cats. Kentucky, their first drought tonight, I guess you could say, Travis. They're 0 for their last 4. Nobody hitting any panic alarms in the building yet. Well, there might be 1 or 2, but Lowe running the offense, top of the key. Handoff from Jasper Johnson. Gets around, spins into the lane. What a move. A little too strong, though, with the left hand. Cheney weaving in and out of traffic. Gets back out. Now Whitaker. Out to Pettigrew, top of the key 3. Back iron no good. Jelavic will bat it into the hands of Jasper Johnson. Cats have a 5-on-4 if they hurry. Lowe to Jelavic. Passes up the 3. Now Lowe will fire a long distance jumper. No good. Cheney the rebound. Wanted the outlet to Whitaker, but didn't trust it. But he does find in transition Tupuola able to finish.
Big man rewarded running to the rim. Great pass by Cheney.
I really like Rakim Cheney. He plays really hard. Jelavic down low to Moreno. Through some contact, left it short. Tupuola another rebound. Cheney in traffic. Dishing it in the corner.
Picked up the pace a little bit here, putting a little bit more pressure. But that can happen when you get Kentucky to miss a few shots.
Lowe picks his pocket, gets it out ahead to Moreno. He's grabbed. Layup is in. They haven't counted it yet, but that seemed to be a pretty intentional grab on the part of Tupuola.
Are they going to count the bucket? Continuation?
Cats maybe want an intentional foul there because...
Oh, they'll get the intentional. Just wonder if they're going to count the bucket. They'll get the intentional. Should.
Yeah, they should. It was only 1 step further.
I mean, he grabs him with 2 hands. Yeah, that's an easy call.
Haven't counted the bucket yet.
What a pass here by Jalen Lowe, falling down and just heaving it forward. Malachi Moreno, for his size, 7 foot, 7'1", can really run.
So Moreno will go to the free throw line. The Cats will keep the ball as well. 76-38 they lead. Moreno working on a double-double. 10 points, 7 rebounds for him in just 14 minutes.
Has had his struggles at the free throw line, but it's a good-looking shot. They'll go down. He can make them, definitely. I like his patience.
He's used to high-fiving his teammates in the paint. He had to run back to the logo to do it here.
Good-looking shot.
Yeah, 2 out of 2. Cats lead has reached 40, 78-38. Moreno went to Great Crossing High School nearby Georgetown, Kentucky. His older brother, such a great mentor for him, played at Eastern Kentucky, just to our south in Richmond, place you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, his brother Mike Moreno, one of the great players to play at Eastern Kentucky.
Moreno going to work, spins, layup, no good, and he fell down. Thought he was a little bit gingerly getting up, but he seems fine, running back up the floor. Kentucky trying to cover a 5-on-4. Whitaker's 3 is short. Lowe gets the rebound. Now a 3-on-1 for the Cats. Lowe hits the brakes, finds Moreno. Nothing there. Good idea by Lowe to slow it down. But now he sprints to the basket, falls down, rolls over, and he'll go to the line. Boy, a hard-earned trip to the free throw line by Jalen Lowe when we come back. Cats are up by 40 here on SECN+. In front by 40 over Valparaiso. It has been a team effort tonight, Travis. 4 different players in double figures, 9 different Cats have scored.
Well, as the season moves forward, I think you're going to look at this and say this is the strength of Kentucky's team. When Kentucky is playing well, I think you're going to see a lot of balanced scoring. And they can come from so many different people, and they can score in different ways, from three-point shooting to going inside to Garrison or Moreno, or off the dribble with Oweh and Lowe. You know, there's a lot of different ways they can score.
Malachi Moreno off the bench tonight has a dozen, working on a double-double. He's been a lot of fun to watch this evening.
Malachi Moreno, as we talked about, Kentucky's bigs are doing a great job rolling. Here he's got his defender on his back. Great job of creating space, going straight up, step through here, using his left hand. Great footwork. But the rolls to the rim by Kentucky's big has been very, very impressive.
5-star freshman, went to Great Crossing High School, just about 15 minutes, maybe not even, from Rupp Arena here north of Lexington and Georgetown. One of 2 5-star freshmen that head coach Mark Pope brought in. Malachi Moreno, not a stranger to this building, playing in the state tournament, the Sweet 16, which is played here inside Rupp Arena. Kentucky, very unique in terms of their state tournament. One of just what I think now 3 states, Travis, that does not do a class system. It's just one big tournament.
I thought we were the only state still that's left.
I'll double check that because you know, for a while I'm confused. I lived in Indianapolis for 10 years, and I am still confused by how Indiana does it, because
they have gone to classes.
Class 4, Division 3, and I'm trying to follow this graph of like who the state champion is. It's very confusing. Pretty easy on the Kentucky side. There's just one.
There's one. Everybody competes against everybody
in this building. It's a really cool event. Mark Brown Jr. step back over Jelavic, no good. Moreno, another rebound as he continues to inch toward that double-double. That's his 8th board. Jasper Johnson, his fellow freshman, kicking it back out. Now Cam Williams, the Tulane transfer.
Here's a split action. They go it inside, the split action with the guards. Moreno's very patient in the post.
Now Moreno just going to do it himself, and he'll go to the line.
2 freshmen going at it.
How about, you mentioned it, how about that patience from him? Because sometimes those big guys, they can kind of panic a little bit, but he was very patient on it.
Here's the split action when Kentucky throws the ball inside. They work on this in practice. They do drills. You'll see the guard that throws it will go and they'll split at the elbow. What that does is it makes the defense not be able to be stationary while the ball's in the post, and allows the big man to be able to back his man down or create confusion with the defense.
First free throw miss for Moreno. He's 2 of 3. Cats are 16 of 18 after struggling in the 2 exhibition games and the opener against Nichols, as Jalen Lowe will check out. He's got 6 points and 3 assists. Again, some limited minutes tonight. We would expect that role to expand on Tuesday night when the Cats make the short trip over to Louisville across I-64.
I'd say that's pretty much a given. Yeah. Going to be out there quite a bit, I'd say.
Could see that very first start. They'll need him. Head coach Pat Kelsey and his number 11 ranked Cardinals. That's going to be a fun one on Tuesday.
It's been a while since both teams have got the expectations as 2 top 10 teams in the state, 2 top 10 teams in the country. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, the last time Kentucky and Louisville were both in the top 11 was almost 10 years ago. You got to go back to December of 2016. Kentucky, when both ranked, have won 16 of 19. Of course, last year was the first meeting between Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope. Maybe the only time in the program's history that they've had a head coaching change at the exact same time. And, of course, Mark Pope won round 1, if you will, 93-85, as Jelavic's free throw is no good. Tapped out to Jasper Johnson. His three is too strong. Williams will tap it out again. Chandler, why not, off the mark. But, you know, the friendliness between Coach Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope when they both got the job, Travis, fans thought, oh, maybe you don't want the rivalry to cool down too much. I don't think we have to worry about that now. Things got really spicy after the Louisville win over Jackson State last night, and the annual pregame talk between the two fan bases is already underway as they find Moreno out in front. What a feed from Jasper. Two freshmen teaming up for the dunk.
Great pass by Jasper Johnson and Malachi Moreno in the right place at the right time.
82-38, Kentucky leads. Moreno, granted it's only his second game of his career, but a career night for him. 14 points, 8 rebounds. Look at this feed from Jasper Johnson.
Great pass, good finish. High percentage shots when getting the ball right underneath the basket.
It was somewhat maybe outside folks saying this, so take it with a grain of salt, but the expectation was that once Jaden Quaintance got healthy, that Malachi Moreno was supposed to kind of slide into the background and be maybe an afterthought as the third big man. Man, I know we're only 2 games in, but it's going to be really hard to take minutes away from Moreno.
Well, that's a great problem to have. I mean, it's, you know, Quaintance is such a talented player, but, you know, it's going to take him a little while.
Sure.
Even when he gets back and healthy, it's going to take a little bit. He's been off for so long. But when you've got a Brandon Garrison, you've got Malachi Moreno and Quaintance, those three, I don't know if there's 3 better bigs in the country on any team.
When you were a head coach, it's obviously a very strict process when you're coming back from an ACL injury. A lot of symbioticness, if you will, with the athletic training staff, the player, and yourself.
Well, Wade Garrison is playing now, Moreno. It's going to allow them not to have to bring Quaintance just back and just playing 30 minutes a game. It's going to allow them, when he does get healthy, to bring him back slowly.
Good ball movement by the Cats led to the open look from Chandler. It rattles out, no good. And this is, again, a night where the Cats were a bit shorthanded. Jaden Quaintance, the expected one, as he continues to recover from the knee injury he suffered late in the year last year. But also, Trent Noah missed tonight's game. His Pettigrew's shot no good. And a bit of a pileup of bodies down low, and fortunately, it looks like everybody came out okay. You always hate to see big guys get their legs taken out, but it looks like Tupuola okay and back up on his feet.
Tupuola is a very large big man. He is broad shoulders.
Listed at 6'10". Transferred in from St. Mary of the Woods. JUCO school in Terre Haute, Indiana, not too terribly far. Granted, you got to take a few back roads to get from Terre Haute to Valparaiso, unless you want to go through Indianapolis. Jaden Lowe back out there. Jalen Lowe kicks it to Chandler. Corner 3 on the way. Yes!
What I love about Jalen Lowe is he's known as a scorer, and most guys that score the way he's capable of scoring don't really look to pass. He is such a willing passer. Jalen Lowe has great vision and makes the right play at the right time, and that is so valuable for Kentucky right now.
Credit JT Pettigrew, who gets the free throws on the other end.
Call that on time, on target. Made the right play at the right time, didn't over dribble. Did his job. Jalen Lowe did his job by drawing the defense, taking the help side. He is going to bring, his game is such a weapon for Kentucky, and the things that he can do, I think really helps them go to another level.
And it's another case of what Coach Pope was talking about, what you were talking about when we were chatting before shoot-around, that he's a guy that he kind of just knows where he wants to be before he's even on the other side of the timeline. And he can get there. He can get there in a hurry.
He can get there in a hurry. And at Pitt, he was asked to score a whole lot.
Yeah.
And still averaged 6 assists. But I think this is the best team, obviously, he's ever played on, and been around, and he's surrounded by a lot of talent. And for him to be such a willing passer is such a value to Kentucky's offense. Great cut, great
pass. What a
pass.
backdoor feed from Garrison as he puts up the binoculars. Yes, I see you, Aberdeen. Finishes at the rim.
And that's what Coach Pope's offense is all about. Cutting, backdoor cuts, reading the defense.
Good corner three from Servillis, knocking it down. Freshman from Montreal in Quebec. Dioubate on the block. Going to work, spins, gets to the rack, layup, no good, but he's fouled, and when we come back, he'll go to the free throw line with his Cats leading by 42 over Valparaiso. What a feed here by Garrison. Cats in control on SECN+. Exciting week for the Cats. NBA 2K recently announced that they would include 16 college programs in this year's version of the NBA game, NBA 2K26. And earlier this week, the Cats had their faces scanned for that next update when the Cats are in the game, or 2K. And boy, that's going to be really, really fun to see. Really honored is UK because just 16 programs. They made the short trip left to their west to look at Louisville as well later on, so that'll be fun when that update drops. But 27 current NBA players right now for Kentucky.
Crazy.
Most of them first-round picks. And how about this? Both conference players of the week. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, of course, coming off that MVP and championship season for Oklahoma City. And then Tyrese Maxey, who's been playing out of his mind for the 76ers to start this year.
We all know what Shai's done, obviously. MVP, champions. But Maxey's become the face of that franchise.
He's kind of
used to be Joel Embiid, but he's taken that over, and he's becoming one of the best players in the league as well.
I'm curious to see how that all works in Philly because they obviously have McCain, their first-round pick from Duke. They drafted Edgecombe, who's kind of a guard-forward hybrid. But so far, it's been good for Maxey. McCain's still coming back healthy. He's not fully healthy yet, but either way. It's a bit of a change for Philly, as you said, with Embiid kind of being phased out as far as that face of the program. Lowe out ahead to Dioubate. Dioubate sprinting to the rack, off the glass and in.
Using his body.
Just bullied his way to the glass.
Yeah.
Oweh wants a handoff, didn't get it. Dishes it down low instead. Tornado out to McNair. Down low, Oweh, turn around, partially blocked by Lowe, but then a foul occurred at some point on the way down, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, you'll see Dioubate, great look ahead here. He'll get his right shoulder, boom. Just bully his way to the rim.
Getting the bench involved. Cats have doubled up Valparaiso. They lead by 46 points, 91-45. Free throw in and out, no good from Oweh. 6'11" freshman from New Zealand. Played cricket growing up, still relatively new to the game of basketball, so excited to see how his game grows. He misses both free throws here. Aberdeen ends up with the basketball.
Right now, look for Kentucky to kind of just work on some execution and try not to be sloppy. It's easy to do when you got a big lead like this late in the game.
Trying to get to his spot. Oweh got bumped, and it's a foul on Valparaiso. They are over the limit. Now Kentucky in the double bonus, so 2 free throws coming up for Otega Oweh, who, like so many of these Cats, Travis, working on a solid night. 13 points, 5 rebounds for Otega.
Again, the balance of Kentucky scoring and assist is what's going to make them successful. It is a strength of this basketball team when you can play 9, 10 players and not lose anything when you come off the bench. Is a major advantage.
It'll be fascinating too, because normally when you see a conference preseason player of the year, you expect that guy to maybe lead the league in scoring, or at least lead his team in scoring. Oweh, he might, but he might not necessarily have to.
Right. It's I don't know if it really matters on this team who's going to be scoring the most points. Like you said, I think it's a good point. Oweh may lead the team in scoring, he may not. There's a lot of options out here, but balance is the key for Kentucky's success. Balance, scoring, and shot selection.
Good ball fake by Oweh. He got Dioubate thinking left. He went right and finished it.
You see Lowe will bring it up on the right side of the court to be able to get back to his left hand.
And a trip there as McNair kicked the back of his teammate's foot, lost his footing, but Valpo retains possession. McNair working on Garrison. tipped there by Aberdeen, but it ends up in the arms of Cheney. Cheney, though, has it taken away, and Oweh's foot, very tippy toe on the end line there. It'll be staying with Valpo with 5:37 left in the second half. Oweh got Dioubate to think he was going right. He went left.
He finished with the left hand, but that's been Valpo's only chance at scoring is getting the ball into the paint because the threes just haven't fallen.
Moreno in for Garrison, who will check out with a dozen points, 4 rebounds. And he's done a nice job of playing with 4 fouls. He hasn't picked up his 5th.
Made some nice passes, really executed their offense.
Oweh, a dunk, able to get around Oweh off the inbounds pass.
Right now, Coach Pope's just hoping, don't pick up any bad habits.
Dioubate, corner 3, a little bit long. Moreno, a rebound, tried the one-hand slam, missed it. Dioubate cleans it up off the glass and in.
I know Moreno didn't finish the rim, but what a great offensive rebound. Great hands.
That gets him to 1 shy of a double-double. He's got 14 and 9, with 3 of those rebounds being offensive rebounds, as that 3 off the front of the rim, and Dioubate aboard. He's got 5 rebounds. Jasper wants to go to the basket. Jasper left-handed, well, he kind of got caught between dumping it to Oweh and shooting it and did neither. Turnover back to Valpo. 3-pointer coming is no good. There's the double-double for Malachi Moreno. Gets it out ahead to Aberdeen. Spinning. Got the ball knocked loose, but he'll back it out. Moreno now with 14 and 10. A double-double for the freshman as Aberdeen gets called for running through Cheney, who draws the charge.
And these are some of the things that will irritate a coach a little bit when you have a big lead is get a little bit sloppy, start trying to kind of do your own thing. What Coach Pope wants to see is continue to play tough defense. You understand on the offensive end a little bit, guys are going to kind of start trying to get theirs a little bit, but don't let up defensively. Continue to try to work on your defense, pick up positive habits rather than right now developing some bad habits because you have such a big lead. Keep working because
Otega Oweh about to join the broadcast. Thankful he didn't.
Thankfully.
I was going to jump in front of you. I really was. I just slow to react, Yeah. It's bodyguard duties down here. 95-49, Kentucky in front, approaching 4 minutes to go. Floater is no good from Cheney, and he continues to be the bellwether on offense for Valparaiso, and it's pretty clear they've got something in this young guard.
They do. He's going to be a good one. You got Oweh. He's going to be a good young big. Pettigrew's very good wing. The challenge is keeping these guys at Valpo. Yeah. That's the challenge for these mid-major, low-major teams when they, these coaches go find these freshmen and they're beating the bushes and they come in and you help develop them. Then it becomes tough to keep them there, get them to stay.
Cheney's bounces in, and he has a dozen. That's how many he scored on Tuesday night as well. Kentucky up 95-51. Oweh will step into a 3 off the wing. Left it short. Cheney runs down the rebound. And a whistle. Cheney was on the sideline, so that'll be a turnover back to Kentucky. So Valpo, one of 4 teams to have back-to-back Freshman of the Year award winners, which is pretty incredible. The others, Baylor, UConn, and Harvard. Pretty good company to be in. They got a great shot for 3, but you mentioned about retention. All right, he's on Xavier right now. Previous winner, no longer here as well.
Yeah, that's just the tough part of today's college athletics is.
There's the lob for Moreno, finished at the rim.
Going to be able to put a whole highlight film together with all the lobs and rolls to the rim, and
might run out of space on the server with all the dunks from Moreno tonight. Is a floater good from Cheney, and he's got a new career high. He's got 14 tonight. Chandler wants to run at Cheney, and did he draw a second straight charge? Don't think so. They say he was moving, and that'll be a block when we come back. Kentucky in control. They're up 97-53. Their young freshman Malachi Moreno has a double-double, 16 and 10 for the big man here on SECN+. 4 Cats in double figures. 9 have scored tonight, and they're in control, 97-53 over Valparaiso. And as you said earlier, Travis, it gets real quick, because their next opponent for the Cats is in Louisville, number 11 team in the country, the Louisville Cardinals, on Tuesday night on ESPN. That'll be a real fun one.
Yeah, I think Kentucky will probably celebrate this win tonight for about maybe 2 minutes, and then they're moving on to obviously a big game, not just in the state, but a big game nationally. When you talk about, it's been a long time since both these teams have the expectations that they both have as far as national champion aspirations, and you know, it's good for college basketball when Kentucky and Louisville both are good at, are expected to be great.
And I think the fun thing is, and big credit to last year's team, because they bought into the rivalry. They came into it cold, but boy, did they buy into it, knowing how much of a game that meant to BBN. But you look at this year's team, you have the returners like Chandler and Oweh, who know how big of a game it is. But then you also have these 2 freshmen that came in and grew up in the rivalry, that know how big of a deal it is.
Yeah, you know, you can already, Louisville's already, I think some of their players were chirping already a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's part of the rivalry.
It's going to be a fun point guard matchup. Michael Brown Jr., top freshman point guard coming in. He's been very good his first couple of games.
That'll be a good matchup. Him and Lowe, both very fast, quick guards.
And the Cardinals not exactly strangers to Lowe, as he was at Pitt last year in the ACC. There's a 3 from the wing from Deese. Moreno wants to hand it off to Chandler. He's been hot tonight. Long 3 left short here. And just Deese could not collect it off his foot, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cats. Kentucky has cooled off from 3, Travis. They were 7 of 11. Since then, they are 2 of 13.
Yeah, the selection of threes hasn't been quite as good. A little bit quick. Guys looking to kind of pad their stats a little bit.
Cam Williams trying to become the 10th Kentucky Wildcat in the scorebook, left that 3 short. Deese swings it around. Chaney. He's got 14. Step back 3 on the way for the freshman. Tried to bank it in. It's no good. Jelavic had it for a moment, lost it, and now Valpo comes up with it in the arms of McNair. Justice McNair back out to Chaney, and he's been getting a long run at point guard tonight. Kind of winning more minutes for Coach Powell and company as Chaney, good handoff, and what a slam, and a good finish by Tupuola.
Yeah, that's, I think Valpo, once they get in their league.
Oh, Jasper Johnson in transition knocks down a triple.
Once Valpo gets in their league, I think they'll be able to compete at the top of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've got some pieces, and was talking to the Valpo folks. Kind of unique, the Missouri Valley, when they did their preseason poll, they only voted 5 teams. So you don't exactly know.
I've never seen that before.
I have not either. And what's funny is they still ranked 6 through the bottom, but nobody knows what it is. They only revealed the top 5, so whatever. But mentioned that Illinois State was the preseason favorite, but the big reason why is because they return the most guys, so they're the kind of known commodity. May not be the best team. So I think this Valpo team is a team that can make a run. And remember, and I know not a lot of guys are back, but they were a late bloomer last year. They made a run. They became the first 11 seed to make the semifinals in Arch Madness in St. Louis. And really like their chances in the Valley this year.
Yeah, I would agree. It's harder than ever to predict.
Right, yeah,
especially
so
mid-major and low majors, because there's so much turnover at any level, so much turnover roster-wise. It's almost impossible to figure out preseason where everybody's going to be.
Even in a league like the Southeastern Conference, you know, you can kind of pick at the top, but then after that, it's like, man, a lot of guessing game going on. And even with at the top, you know, when you pick Kentucky second, you're assuming all these new guys gel. You pick Florida, they're the defending national champion. You're kind of assuming the new guys gel with the returning pieces from that championship squad. And then, as we became very familiar with, Arkansas, they got a lot of freshmen that they're going to count on, although not as many typically that Cal is kind of used to. They got a number of returning guys as well. Moreno down low, wide open as he spun to the basket, finishes with a dunk. Moreno, a career night, he's got 18 and 10. Cheney's got 15 points, 5 assists. Finds Barnes, now down low. Terada, his shot left short. Tight quarter passing, and Valparaiso not able to pick out a teammate with just over a minute to play. 104-59.
The 2 exhibition games that Kentucky played, I think, are going to really help them as far as going forward, especially going into the Louisville game. Because these first 2 regular season games, really, you get away with a lot of things that you won't get away with versus a Louisville type team.
Corner 3 from Jelavic, knocks it down. The Croatian sensation has his first basket of the night, and here come the Walk-ons. Timeout on the floor. I think we are going to keep it right here. 107-59.
Both
Kentucky
coaches emptying the benches a little bit.
Yeah, it's the walk-on time. And it gives us a chance to highlight Walker Horn, who is the son of Darren Horn, head coach of Northern Kentucky. But we are going to talk about that on the other side of this break. Kentucky leading by 48 here with a minute to play on SECN+. Number 9, Kentucky up 48 on Valparaiso. They have put in their walk-ons like Walker Horn, the son of Northern Kentucky University head coach Darren Horn, and also Zach Tao, who may be your favorite Wildcat.
My favorite Wildcat. Why? He comes from the great town of Madisonville, Kentucky. He went to my high school that I went to, Madisonville North Hopkins High School, my hometown, and my favorite Wildcat.
Sister Kaylee was an All-American softball player at Alabama, so genes, good athletic genes in that family, but no stranger to Rupp Arena. He led your alma mater here to the Sweet 16. I believe they made the Elite 8 that year, I believe.
Sure did.
So under a minute to go. Both teams getting some bench minutes for their guys. Cheney dribbling it out at the moment. He'll kick it out. Three-pointer on the way from Webster's left short. Rebound from Cam Williams. 20 seconds to go. The crowd is demanding a shot from one of the walk-ons. They say, Walker, shoot it. The crowd is insatiable. They want a three-pointer from Walker. He's going to give it to him. Oh, a little long, no good.
That's great. Those guys work so hard. Kentucky scout team is as good as a lot of Division I teams.
There's the final horn, and Mark Pope will roll to a 2-0 start ahead of their date with number 2 Louisville on Tuesday night. The offense will steal the show, 107-59 the final. But how about this? Kentucky now 14-0 and allowing 70 or fewer. But more importantly, the defense in both games has looked really good, and they're going to have to be on that A game on Tuesday night.
Definitely took a step forward offensively tonight, without question. You know, their defense, again, I think has been very, very consistent. But the balance of Kentucky was fun to watch tonight. How well they shared the basketball. Their offense, I thought, really very, very smooth.
Malachi Moreno, who will be joining us here shortly courtside, had a career game in just his second one as a Wildcat. Double-double tonight, Travis, 18 and 10.
Big night for the freshman. Great hands. Great job at finishing around the rim. Very patient in the post. Good step through, good footwork. Malachi Moreno has an incredible future ahead of him.
And that's 18 and 10 off the bench, by the way, because the starter, Brandon Garrison, was also very good tonight as well. And oh, by the way, the Cats have a lottery pick on the way. Jaden Quaintance, one of the top-rated transfers that's expected to be in the top 10 of the NBA draft come this summer, coming back from a knee injury at some point in the middle of December. There you see the final numbers. Kentucky 54% from the floor, but how about that defensive effort? 28% they hold Valpo from as Moreno makes his way courtside. Coming off that double-double performance, Cats had 48 points in the paint, and a big reason why for those 48 points in the paint joins us here courtside, freshman Malachi Moreno. Malachi, thank you so much for joining us, and it's your second game here. I know you played high school just up the road. You're no stranger to this building, playing in the state tournament, but you got that first double-double out of the way. How's it feel tonight?
It feels great. You know, I always try to just come in and make an impact any way I can, so any kind of opportunity I get, I got to take advantage of it.
Well, I was impressed, and I talked a lot about it, how well you and Brandon both run the court, but also roll very hard. How much time do you guys spend? I know Coach Pope talks a lot about rolling hard to the rim and running the court. How much time do y'all spend on it, and what's that mean to your team?
We spend a lot on it every single day. It's a big point of emphasis for all the bigs just to run the floor, and you create space for your teammates, you make plays for your teammates. So I think just having that point of emphasis, and if you run the floor, you'll get rewarded. So you just run the floor, you run hard, and then the next guy comes in for you.
Well, tonight, you guys, I don't know how many dunks you had off the drives down the paint and just throwing it up and lobbing it to you guys and finishing it, but you had some great moves tonight, great footwork. Looked like you got a little tired at times tonight. Was that you were asking to come out a couple of times?
Yeah, definitely a little bit, but, you know, I got somebody coming in right behind me, and they're going to keep up the same intensity. So that's a great thing about being on this team. We have so many waves of people, and we can just keep coming with intensity all game long.
Well, I definitely think that's the strength of your team, is the balance and how you don't lose anything when guys come off the bench. But it's fun to watch you guys pull for each other, and I see that in practice every day. There's no egos on this team. How's it been for you coming in as a freshman from guys like Oweh and different guys with a lot more experience taking you under their wing? What's that meant to you?
It's meant a lot. They've been great mentors. They've just been helping me, and I mean, honestly, everybody get acclimated to this new style of play, and they've just been helping us all along the way and keeping us on the main thing and just making sure we're all playing for each other.
A double-double for Malachi Moreno tonight. Big congrats to you.
So
now the big one coming up, Louisville on Tuesday. Malachi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy that celebration that's about to go down with your teammates.
Thank you.
Great game.
That's Malachi Moreno coming off a double-double tonight, career high, 18 points and 10 rebounds for the freshman out of Georgetown, Kentucky, who was phenomenal tonight in this Kentucky victory. 9 different Cats put ink in the scorebook tonight. They roll, and they're now 2-0. They have a date with number 11 Louisville on Tuesday night on ESPN. For my partner Travis Ford, for Daniel Gibbons and our outstanding crew, I'm Andrew Kappas saying good night from Lexington here on SECN+.